Buddy Roberts trapped, and the fans love Dr. Death. Ooh! Clothesline, and Michael Hayes, all four men back in the ring. That cracked the skulls of the Freebirds, DiBiase and Williams. Power slam. DiBiase with a perfectly executed power slam on Michael Hayes. Dr. Death manhandling Buddy Roberts. He's got him up. There's a stampede. A partial stampede for Dr. Death. And Roberts is trying to get out of there with his life. Roberts, a veteran, moves out of the way. Dr. Death now going outside, as is Michael Hayes. Leaves DiBiase and Roberts in the ring. But look at the Lumberjacks. Gilbert and the Fantastics. It's breaking loose. There's the Fantastic, Sting and Gilbert. They're fighting. There's all kinds of action breaking out on the floor. And DiBiase's in there. They've got a belt. They've called for the disqualification. They've called. Michael Hayes has got a belt from somewhere. He's got the belt. He had it around DiBiase's neck, but now he's whipping him with that leather belt, but there's Dr. Death. Hayes caught off guard, and Terry Taylor lacerated with a victory, but Michael Hayes taking back over on Terry Taylor. He just hit the referee. That'll cost him some money. And he's taking that belt out. Remember last week, he whipped Ted DiBiase. There were massive welts on DiBiase's body. You saw them. And now you listen to that. Listen to Hayes. He's whipping a helpless Terry Taylor, who is bleeding with that belt unmercifully. Hayes, but there goes Ted DiBiase. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Universal Wrestling Federation. I'm Jim Ross, along with Michael P.S. Hayes. We'll describe the action, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks very much for being with us. A very exciting hour and some very controversial footage.
Yeah, very controversial footage. Just kind of teach you like maybe your parents should have taught you. A good strap-in always teaches somebody a lesson.
Well, it sure does. I'll agree with that point. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of exciting things happening in the area. I want to say hello to all of our friends in Denver, Colorado, KMGH, the home of Steve Dr. Death Williams. Also, a lot of exciting things happening. The Tulsa State Fair coming up this Friday night. Arkansas State Fair 1 week from Tuesday night.
Hey, now look, when we wrestle at these fair dates, I want to do my wrestling match, get out of there. You girls just leave me alone, all right? Don't bother following me around the midway.
All right, I'll even help you remind them.
I
from
appreciate
week to week.
that. I would really appreciate that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the big two-ring battle royals, don't miss that tremendous sporting spectacular. Also, the UWF heavyweight title will be decided in the hour. Terry Bam Bam Gordy against Steve Dr. Death Williams.
Well, this is it. He's back. He said he wants a shot. You're going to get it, boy, but you're going to see what it's like to walk down Bad Street and go after the biggest belt there is, the Universal Heavyweight Champion.
We have a lot of great standby matches pending the time in that heavyweight title match.
Yeah, I even signed for one.
Right.
Against the Iceman. But you know what?
King
He's
Parsons.
ducking me because, he's ducking Buddy, and he thinks by ducking Buddy going through me, he wants to slap your face, boy, but I'll go ahead and do it.
We're also going to have a very special feature. Steve Dr. Death Williams and Cowboy Bill Watts in Norman, Oklahoma, with wrestling coach Stanley Abel and head football coach for the University of Oklahoma Sooners, Barry Switzer. That and so much more in this hour. Plus the UWF computerized top 10 second edition. We'll have all that and so much more, but right now, let's go to ring announcer Mike Wilson.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first from Libya at 275 pounds, the Libyan. And introducing from Cotton Plant, Arkansas at 210 pounds, the Glass Man. This match, 1 fall or 10-minute time limit.
The Tulsa Convention Center and Universal Wrestling Federation action. Jim Ross and Michael Hayes with you. Thanks very much for being with us, everybody, as the Glass Man prepares to go against the Libyan. Ron West, the third man in the ring.
Here we go, the Libyan big man. He's had a couple wins, had a couple losses, but he's always keep trying. 275-pound man. He's definitely got the size advantage. But quick move by the Glass Man. Good arm drag. Another good arm drag. Good drop kick. Speed is taking over size right here, Jim Ross, right here on the UWF.
Michael, just a couple of days ago, I was talking to a friend of mine that works for Billboard magazine that brought it to my attention that it was rumored that you and the Freebirds, along with David Lee Roth, had quite a party the other night in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah, that's right. See, you're always into my business, man. You're always checking into stuff like Columbo or something. Yeah, we got together.
The guy called me.
Okay, we got together. We had a party. Jack Brothers got together, and we jacked on down. But you know what? David Lee, he's a great guy. He's a great entertainer, but that's what he is. He ain't nothing into wrestling, if that's what you know. He likes wrestling, but he ain't trying to get into it because he's great at what he does. But both of us, being party animals, and all four of us, along with his great band, agreed to one thing. If you're going to party, people, make sure that the driver ain't partying. Make sure he's straight.
Well, that's good advice.
Hey, I should know, okay?
Well,
let's get back to the match.
I agree. The Libyan, a much bigger man than the Glass Man. The Libyan now taking over near fall just a few moments ago from the Glass Man.
Libyan likes to use the forearms, if you notice that, Jim, week after week. Likes to use those big arms. It's to his advantage.
Big, powerful man.
Good elbow. Glass Man is getting shattered right now. You know, I'd also like to take this time to say hello to Gerard and all the fine people at the ICU unit, Temple University. They're all a great bunch of people.
Fans from all over the country watching the program, as I mentioned.
Up in Philadelphia, up in Denver, LA is joined. Everybody is joining a hot thing. When something's hot, jump on the bandwagon, and it's UWF. Side headlock. Libyan shoots him in. Good high backdrop. Good elbow. This could be it. He hooked the leg. 2, 3. That's it. He hooked that leg, Jim Ross. Very important.
That was the key to victory, and the victor is the Libyan. And we'll be back with that special feature from the University of Oklahoma right after this commercial timeout. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Universal Wrestling Federation. Right now, we're going to take a look at a very special feature. Steve Dr. Death Williams and Cowboy Bill Watts recently visited their alma mater, the University of Oklahoma, in Norman, Oklahoma. Had quite a visit with some of the outstanding coaches and football players on the defending national championship squad. I think you'll find the next few moments very interesting. Let's go now to Norman, Oklahoma.
Who cares?
You can see Dr. Death's home, and we're here with the #1 defense in the nation on the #1 team in the nation, Coach Bobby Proctor, an old buddy of Doc's. They're taking a little breather here from the workout.
A little breather? We hadn't worked yet, but we're getting ready to.
Surprise, surprise, look who's back, huh? Oh, look at that. They're #1 defense in the nation, and look at who's right there. Coach Proctor, #1 defensive coach. I just want to give you this jersey, or I should say shirt, of Dr. Death. And let me tell you something. Hey, it's good to be back home, guys. You guys all right.
It's great to be back here. I've spent a lot of sweaty days on this field. And, of course, Stanley Abel here, the wrestling coach at the University of Oklahoma, and Barry Switzer, the #1 football coach in the nation. And this is also the home of Dr. Death, where he was an All-American here in wrestling and played football for Barry, and you're on the road to your 4th national title.
Well, we hope so. We got out of the gate pretty fast against UCLA. I think it surprised everyone. I thought we'd be a good football team this year, but, you know, we still got 10, 11 games to play yet, Bill, and it's everyone's excited the way we played and looked against UCLA, but we know we got a tough schedule, and we're going to have to play good. You got to be lucky. They're not all Saturdays going to be like that. Same way when you go out and wrestle, right?
That's right, and, you know, I think in your job, too, I remember the Olympic hockey coach when he said, how'd you like your job to depend on what a bunch of 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, how they're going to perform on one day a week?
Yeah, I agree with that, and Stan Abel and I understand that better than anybody.
Yeah, we're going to be really young this year, too. See, I need Steve Williams back. Barry doesn't. He's got all these horses back. We're going to be young. We wish we had a Steve Williams, but we're trying to produce us another one.
Well, Doc just won the award as the most improved wrestler in professional wrestling, and of course both of you had him very young. Barry, Stan, turned me on to him, and I came down and talked to you, Coach, and you really endorsed his career. It's unusual to find a guy that was a two-sport letterman like
Well, he was a great high school football player. He was a great player in college. Steve had the great quickness and speed and strength. He had the best flexibility of any big man I've ever seen. Be a 300-pounder, can do the splits and the stretching exercise, flexibility exercises that he could do. That was unbelievable. Isn't that right, Sam?
Oh, I tell you what, he's one of the best athletes we ever had. And I have no doubt if he could have spent more time wrestling, Barry would graciously give him to us as soon as the Orange Bowl was over with. We'd catch him the next day, and he'd be on a road trip with us, not having any prior workouts, and still win for it. I've had the opportunity to watch him wrestle professionally several times now, and the first time that I saw him wrestle was just shortly after he began, and I couldn't believe how advanced he was as comparison to the people that had started about the same time he did. But he is quick to adapt of anything, and I think he's going to be one of your all-time great stars.
We're here with Pete Martinelli, the strength and conditioning coach at the University of Oklahoma, and of course this is the factory where he takes those skinny little kids that come out of the high schools and turn them into the big gorillas.
That are big guys, Bill. Remember that now.
Turns them into these gorillas that are on the #1 football team in the nation. And of course, Pete, it's really great for me to come home and see this, because when I played at the University of Oklahoma, I was 229 pounds and the heaviest guy on the team, and that was before I found out about weight training too. So we were talking about that earlier, but here's a specimen that you didn't have to really put a lot of meat on, did you?
No, we always kept trying to keep a little weight off of this big horse. I mean, he was always in the gym, and it got to a point there where I was beginning to wonder whether I was going to be able to keep enough weight in the gym for him to lift. He was always working hard. He came in when he was always supposed to come in, and he really took pride in how he took care of himself and the way he trained during his football career here at OU.
There it says it, Oklahoma. Pride of Oklahoma, Pete, right here. You know something, I was about 317 pounds, but I saw the light. You know, Pete right here showed me how to lift one of these up and down things, you know, what they call weights. You know something, I want to tell all you kids out there, if you're watching me right now, this is the best thing to you. Makes you feel good, makes you feel healthy. And I'll tell you something, if you're a little guy skinny and start working out, you might be out there with the Oklahoma Sooners, national champions. Thanks a lot, Pete. I really appreciate it.
Well, one thing about it, after they've been in your program, they're not going to be any bullies at the beach kicking sand in their face, is there?
No, we try to make sure we keep them pretty strong, pretty healthy all year long, so we keep them pretty busy in here as far as training every time of the year, the in-season, the off-season. We push them pretty hard.
You think there's anything you could do for Stan Abel, the wrestling coach here?
Oh, sure. We just got to be able to get him in here. That's the biggest step. And once we get him in, we can handle him.
Thank you, Pete.
Okay, big deal. Oklahoma University, defending champions, Barry Switzer, some of the stars. Doesn't mean you're going to win it this year. You got to get by Georgia. You got to get by Alabama, as far as I'm concerned. But let me tell you something, boy. You're going for the biggest thing in the universe, the Universal Heavyweight Champion. You ain't going to have no head coach, and you ain't going to have 10 guys on the side. So you listen to what the champions got to say before you walk down Bad Street. You understand?
What Michael Hayes is referring to are some comments from Terry Bam Bam Gordy. We're going to hear those comments.
Hey, I speak English.
And then we'll be right back for the UWF Heavyweight Championship. But first, please listen to this.
Dr. Death, you're looking at the best man in professional wrestling today. You're looking at the master of the universe. You know, I know that you was All-American, but let me tell you something, boy. When you come for this title right here, you don't have 10 other men behind you. You're just going to have me and you, and I'm going to kick your guts out.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Jim Ross and Michael Hayes back with you in the Tulsa Convention Center as we prepare for the UWF Heavyweight Championship encounter.
And there he is, my big brother, Bam Bam, returning from the Far East, and still the biggest man in wrestling as far as wearing the top belt.
Heavyweight champion from Bad Street, USA at 296 pounds, Freebird, Terry Bam Bam Gordy.
There's your champion.
He destroyed all competition in the Far East. But this is not the Far East. This is the heart of America, Tulsa, Oklahoma. And another capacity crowd here in the Tulsa Convention Center as we await the arrival of the All-American from the University of Oklahoma, the Dr. Death Williams. You've heard what the coaches and the players have to say about that extraordinary athlete.
But they ain't here now. It's just him. No 10 other guys. No head coach.
At 270 pounds, the Dr. Death Williams. This match for the Universal Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. One fall or television time.
And ladies and gentlemen, this match, one fall or television time remaining. Once again, we're putting this big television main event on early in the hour. We're doing it for our great fans at home. We respect your mail. We got a lot of great standby matches. A lot of dignitaries here tonight.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something. It's a good idea to put it on so you can get all the match. But I know it ain't going to go that long because it ain't going to take him that long to teach this boy that he's out there without a football team and without pads. So I'm going to go set up, put my boots on, go get ready for the Iceman, and show you that he never needed us to win the belt, me and Buddy, and he don't need us now. He did it on his own, and he's going to do it again. So bye-bye, baby. You take over the show. Now, don't turn off, ladies, just because I'm leaving, because he's going to get rid of him quick, and I'll be back.
All right, Michael Hayes, ladies and gentlemen, going to the dressing room. He says he will not interfere in the match. I hope that's what he said the last time, too, that these two men met. Be that as it may, sit back and enjoy one of the most tremendous battles that we've ever had the opportunity to bring you here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. Dr. Steve Williams falling away, belly to back with Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Now remember that Gordy has just returned from a very successful trip to the Orient, but Dr. Death has returned to action from a very heart-rending stay in the hospital, and the doctor remembers everything that happened in the Lakefront Arena in New Orleans when the Freebirds pile drived him on the concrete floor. And this classic matchup, Dr. Death in phenomenal condition at 272 pounds, Gordy weighing in at a stout 296, and this is for the heavyweight championship. Clothesline by Dr. Death. Lateral press. Early in the contest, going for that pinning predicament. Tremendous accolades bestowed on Steve Dr. Death Williams, and very rightfully so, from wrestling coach Stan Abel, where Doc was a 4-time All-American, and from Barry Switzer, the legendary head coach of the Oklahoma Sooners, where Doc was a 3-year starter. Dr. Death Steve Williams with those elbows, dropping them right on the head of Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Right hand, and this has been all Dr. Death. Dr. Death with an inverted atomic drop. And that will send you to the chiropractor and other medical experts in a hurry, as Gordy was going to leave the ring, but Dr. Death brought him gingerly back into the ring, and Dr. Death with those big hams, those big clubbing right hands, and Gordy wanting outside, and Dr. Death once again bringing him back into the ring. It is one-on-one between two of the most superb athletes in all of professional wrestling. There are no seconds at the ring. Only two great athletes and the referee, and another near fall for Dr. Death. Gordy going to the ropes for the break. Carl Fergie, the all-important third man in the ring in this confrontation. Flying mare by Dr. Death. Dr. Death using his head as a battering ram. Doc feels it as well, but certainly Gordy feels it even more so. The crowd very intently watching this contest. Dr. Death now with a belly-to-back suplex on Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Gordy kicks out. Dr. Death raking the eyes of Gordy. He cares not about the rules in this encounter. He knows it's for the heavyweight championship. Now Doc setting Gordy for the pile driver. Gordy powers out. Dr. Death was setting Gordy for the pile driver. And now Gordy getting on the attack. Remember, Dr. Death's neck is not 100%. I wish I could say it was. There's no way that it could be at 100% after the injury just a few weeks ago. And Gordy trying to work on it, but Dr. Death blocking it. And Gordy's head is into the turnbuckle. Dr. Death Steve Williams taking over on Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Right hand by Dr. Death, and Gordy goes down. Look at the determination covering the face of Dr. Death Steve Williams. As I don't think I've seen Dr. Death this aggressive in a long, long time. His facial expression, his methodical movements tell the story. He is here to inflict pain on Terry Gordy and to walk away from this ring on this night with the heavyweight championship. Dr. Death now with that reverse chin lock on Gordy. Williams has really dictated the pace and controlled the tempo. With the exception of one brief offensive flurry by the champion, it has been all Dr. Death Steve Williams. We'll be telling you later in the hour about some big UWF events coming up this week. Also about next week's television program. Gordy goes to the roundhouse right, but Dr. Death blocks it. And that's a second right hand. And number 3 by Dr. Death Steve Williams. Dr. Death now on the second rope. Those stinging right hands to the side of the face. And Bam Bam may well wish he was back in the Orient. Dr. Death now throwing Gordy. Williams elevated Gordy, and that's quite a chore. He's 296. Lateral press. 2 count. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we will be having to take a commercial commitment in this segment, but we will keep the cameras rolling. We have plenty of time. We hope to see all this tremendous action for the UWF Heavyweight Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with more of the UWF Heavyweight title. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this very brief timeout. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Terry Bam Bam Gordy, while we're at the commercial break, freed himself of the predicament that Dr. Death had him in. Gordy has taken over now on Steve Williams. He has run Dr. Death's shoulder into that ring post, and the second time it has happened. Dr. Death Steve Williams, at the hands of the UWF Heavyweight Champion, has had tremendous punishment inflicted on his shoulder. Gordy ramming Dr. Death's shoulder to the steel ring post, not once but 2 times. And the third time, as Gordy quite obviously is trying to separate or knock down, more importantly, incapacitate the shoulder of Steve Dr. Death Williams in this classic battle for the UWF Heavyweight Championship. Standing suplex by Terry Gordy. It was perfect, and now Gordy for the lateral press, but he did not have the leg grapevine. He did not have the man secure enough for that 3 count. Both men very cautious. Now Gordy going for that pile driver, and Dr. Death exploding out of the blocks, ramming Gordy back into the turnbuckle. And Williams back on the attack. The doctor is relentless. Williams with a clothesline, and then planted the champion. I thought Doc might have covered him right there, but Williams has another idea, and it's a pile driver, and he hit it. Dr. Death just hit the pile driver on Terry Gordy. Dr. Death senses what is about to happen. He has taken over. The tide has turned, momentum has shifted. And now Williams runs the shoulder of Gordy into the post. Perhaps he should have followed up on the pinning predicament, but he had Gordy on Dream Street, and now once again, returning that punishment in kind to Terry Gordy. What an athlete. What a pair of athletes you're seeing right here. Where else but the Universal Wrestling Federation? The heavyweight championship on the line. Dr. Death has really stunned Terry Gordy. I don't think Gordy knows where he is. It was Williams with a pile driver, and it was Williams throwing Gordy into that post on 2 occasions, and Gordy seemingly helpless in that corner. And Williams is more interested in pain and agony and blues as he is in securing the heavyweight championship of the Universal Wrestling Federation. It was Williams who had the long hospital stay, and Dr. Death with a second pile driver, and you saw it. And the crowd, so many of them standing, so many of them sensing that we will see a new champion. Gordy in deep trouble. And the most prestigious single wrestling championship in our profession hangs in the balance. And Williams with the right hands. Dr. Death, he may be off his game plan. Right now it's not to pin, but to hurt somebody. He doesn't care who it is. It just happens to be Terry Gordy. He's the free bird he's got, and Gordy is lacerated. Dr. Death's big hands have opened up a large gash on Terry Gordy. And now it's Gordy with a pile driver, and these two big men have collided in the center of the squared circle. The crowd becoming so much involved in this confrontation. Here in Tulsa, another capacity crowd at the convention center as Gordy's face is a mask of claret. Williams is dazed. What a battle. And Gordy went for a flying body press, and he has annihilated Carl Fergie. Dr. Death dropped down, but that Gordy with that inside drop cradle. There's referee Tommy Gilbert in the ring. Thank goodness for the standby official, as Fergie is helpless. Dr. Death has got Terry Gordy. There went Tommy Gilbert. But Dr. Death and Gordy's foot is on the rope. Dr. Death with a partial stampede. Both referees have been knocked down, but the referee telling Dr. Death only a 2 count. It was only a partial stampede. Gilbert was knocked. The referee was hit in the face. It threw Doc's balance off, and now Gordy taking back over on Williams. It's all on the line right here, and you're seeing it right here on the UWF. Dr. Death, belly to back suplex. Both referees are counting, and we've got a pinfall. I think we've got a new champion. The referees, both of them were down. Dr. Death has his hand up. The crowd is jubilant in Tulsa. Carl Fergie is holding Dr. Death's hand up. But Tommy Gilbert, one referee is signaling Dr. Death. We seem to have a difference of opinion here. Terry Gordy's leaving with a belt, but one of the referees is raising Dr. Death's hand. I don't know where we are. We'll find out, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Don't go away. We've got more UWF action coming up after this. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for staying with us. A lot of controversy involving that last situation. The man sitting to my left is certainly no stranger to wrestling fans around this great world of ours. The legendary man from Perry, Oklahoma, Danny Hodge, is with us. Dan, thanks very much for dropping by.
Hey, it's my pleasure, Jim.
Danny, an alumnus of the University of Oklahoma, here to watch Steve Dr. Death Williams in that heavyweight championship encounter. We'll be talking to Danny as the hour progresses about a very special situation that he will be involved in here in the Universal Wrestling Federation in the next few weeks. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to show a feature on Hot Stuff at Hyatt International in just a few moments. But before we do, here's a look at this week's UWF Top 10.
This week's Universal Wrestling Federation Top 10 sees Hollywood John Tatum at number 10, 241 pounds, Hollywood, California. Freebird Buddy Roberts, number 9, 231 pounds from Bad Street, USA. Chavo Guerrero, Los Angeles, California, holding the number 8 spot. Steve Dr. Death Williams moving up to number 7. The Missing Link from Parts Unknown at number 6. Freebird Michael Hayes at number 5, followed by Ted DiBiase at number 4. Hacksaw Jim Duggan at number 3. The One Man Gang at number 2. And Terry Taylor, the television champion, still the number 1 contender.
That look at the UWF Top 10, and now, ladies and gentlemen, I did a special feature just a few days ago surrounding the breakup of Hyatt and Hot Stuff International. Let's go now to that feature. And Dark Journey will get Missy Hyatt as a valet for a day. We got to get the camera to this situation. What a feature this is going to make. I want to get the camera to this and see what that young lady has in store for her. Look at her face. She's going to be cleaning floors and a lot of other things that we're going to have the camera there. And she is really chastising Tatum. She was really depending on John to win the match, and Eddie Gilbert was there in his plan. And look at these guys. I knew this situation was coming. Remember the powder? They have had a lot of plans backfire. Missy's trying to get this situation. And I don't know, they're not going to, there's fire in the eyes, ladies and gentlemen, as Missy's trying to get a little order restored. We're not going anywhere. We're going to keep the camera right here. They've had several plans backfire. There's not much chemistry between Tatum and Gilbert. I can tell you that firsthand. I've seen it on and off camera. And Tatum sucker punch Eddie Gilbert. And Tatum working over Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. But here comes Sting. Hyatt and Hot Stuff International is falling apart. Now Sting with his partner Eddie Gilbert, they're beating up John Tatum. And there's Jack Victory, and he's taking up for Tatum. And Missy, she's seeing it all fall. Hot Stuff and Hyatt International is falling. It is crumbling before our very eyes right here. And the crowd is sitting in stunned, virtually stunned silence because they don't care if all 4 of these guys beat each other to death. You have just witnessed what people in pro wrestling will be talking about. You have seen it right here on the UWF. The fall of Hyatt and Hot Stuff International. There's no way this thing can be reconciliated. And Missy's now got to determine who she's leaving with. Is it going to be Hot Stuff or is it going to be Hollywood John Tatum? They fought over, their plans have all backfired, and she's already going to be valet for a day. What's she going to do? And Missy, by the looks of things, is going with Hollywood John. Eddie Gilbert has lost the girl.
Well, Missy, we've just seen the footage, and not only did we see the valet for a day situation go in the favor of Dark Journey, but we also saw the breakup of Hyatt and Hot Stuff International. Now, I want to talk about a couple of things here. Your thoughts on the valet for a day. Dark Journey says she's got a whole list of things for you to do.
I just don't understand whose idea this was for the valet of the day. Anyway, it's just not fair. I mean, I don't even know what she's going to have me do. I mean, it might even, God, just mess me up and everything.
Jack Victor as a team, huh?
Oh, you guys are a great team, but we're talking about the valet for a day situation.
Hollywood lost. I just can't believe he lost, Johnny. I mean, you're going to make me do all this stuff.
Well, John Tatum, I can understand him feeling a little bit uneasy about this situation, but now that he's gone, let me ask you this. Valet for a day stands on its own. You're going to have to do those things. Yeah. But what do you think about the breakup of Hyatt and Hot Stuff International? That's the second thing we saw on that tape.
Well, I don't know what's really going on with that. I really want to try to get everybody back together because I really want all the guys there to protect me so things like the valet of the day won't happen.
We don't need him, Missy.
You know, it's just, I need to talk with Johnny. I need to get him together because I really do like Eddie. I mean, Eddie's like fun and he's really great and all the other guys. I mean, if we can get them all together, I mean, it could be great. I mean, I could have like all the belts, all the UWF world belt, the tag belts, I mean, the TV belts. I can just have everything. I mean, I just want us all to, you know, be together.
So you're going to try, obviously, it looks to me like you're trying to get everybody back together in this situation. It's kind of a...
Ross, we don't need to get back together because that Eddie Gilbert is nothing but trouble. You understand? Me and Jack get the job done. Do you understand that? He is nothing but trouble. It was because of Eddie Gilbert.
Nuh-uh, it was Dark Journey's fault. You're the one that lost. Gosh, now I gotta do that. But, I mean, Jim, look, when I do the valet of the day, I mean, like, you're not gonna have the cameras out there, are you?
Of course we're going to have the cameras out there. Of course we're going to have that. We're going to have the cameras there from start to finish, and we're going to document every single thing that happens.
Why? That's not fair. I hate you, and I hate everybody.
Well, she's certainly not pleased, but she will be the valet for a day, and we'll have it right here next week on the Universal Wrestling Federation, and we'll have more action coming your way right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing of Devastation Incorporated from Chicago at 350 pounds, Bad Leroy Brown. His opponent, now entering the ring from Austin, Texas at 235 pounds, Bobby Perez. This match, 1 fall or television time remaining.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, back at the Capacity Tulsa Convention Center. Jam-packed. Jim Ross along with Danny Hodge with you here at ringside. And Dan, the man on the outside, General Skandar Akbar, is a man that you know probably better than anybody else. And you're going to be handcuffed to him in just the next few days in a big matchup involving Hacksaw Duggan and the one-man gang.
Akbar, he's got a short memory, a big mouth. I've been watching many months, watching all of the young stars, hoping to be new champions, and that's their desire. And I've been watching Akbar and his team. He even tried to get me to join his team. You know, he's crazy.
He is, Danny. Of course, the UWF is one of the premier wrestling areas in the country, as you well know. Look at this big man, another member of Devastation Incorporated, Bad Leroy Brown, a man that has been around the horn, so to speak. He has left a lot of bodies laying behind him. He is a big man, well over 300 pounds, and Akbar has got not only this big man, but the one-man gang, Wild Bill Irwin and Savannah Jack, Devastation Incorporated, and a devastating clothesline by Bad Leroy Brown.
He is that, very bad.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, ladies and gentlemen, we all remember the power that Danny Hodge packed in that right hand. He'll be handcuffed to General Akbar. It will be a fair fight. You can count on that. Boom! Oh, that was tremendous elevation by a man that weighs well over 300 pounds, probably in the neighborhood of 350 is Leroy Brown. Look at how high he is off the mat, Dan.
Oh, it's devastating. One thing, Akbar may not forget, I did knock him out one time, and I could do it again.
Exactly right. That is a very, very good point, Akbar. Remember that if you ever listen to this particular portion of this program. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got more time on the program. The Iceman takes on Freebird Michael Hayes right after this timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the ring from Bad Street, USA at 240 pounds, Freebird Michael P.S. Hayes.
Michael Hayes making his way to the ring to meet Iceman King Parsons. Don't miss great UWF action this Sunday night at 7 o'clock in Houston. This Sunday at 3 o'clock in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Baton Rouge Tuesday night. Big card in Alexandria Thursday night. And of course, the big one we're all looking forward to, the Tulsa State Fair event this Friday night at 7:30 in Tulsa. Super action coming to the Arkansas State Fair. I want to correct that date. It's Tuesday, September 30th in Little Rock at Barton Coliseum during the Arkansas State Fair. Barton Coliseum, Tuesday night, September the 30th. Back in Wichita, Kansas City, Memphis, Wichita Falls, Texas in the next few weeks. UWF growing by leaps and bounds. And Bruce, we should have a great battle. The Iceman going against Freebird Michael Hayes here. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a standby match. We'll keep the match here as long as we possibly can. It's great to see Danny Hodge with us.
I'll tell you, Jim, what a standby match it is. The Iceman King Parsons returning to the UWF, and he's got a little message for Michael P.S. Hayes.
You know, Buddy Roberts has had quite a situation going with Iceman King Parsons for a couple of years. It's been one of those situations that never really got settled. A lot of things, a lot of bad blood here. It looks like that's what they're talking about. Freebird Michael Hayes and Buddy Roberts as the Iceman coming into camera shot here. And Ted DiBiase, Bruce, following the Iceman to the squared circle.
That's right, the Iceman knows that Buddy Roberts is going to be there with Michael P.S. Hayes, and he's not coming to the ring alone. And what better man to have by his side but Ted DiBiase?
No doubt about it.
St. Louis, Missouri, at 235 pounds, the Iceman King Parsons.
Iceman King Parsons with his traditional theme song, Sister Sledge, We Are Family. That's how he considers the fans of the Universal Wrestling Federation.
That's right, he considers all the fans a part of his family, and he's getting down here in Tulsa tonight.
Ted DiBiase's got a belt in his hand, and rightfully so. Remember what happened. Those big whelps that Michael Hayes left on his body.
Well, I'll tell you, he's got a reminder every time he looks in the mirror, Jim, those welts on the back.
Ladies and gentlemen, right here next week on the program, big one-on-one battle. Terry Taylor against the one-man gang. And we'll have Valet for a day footage next week. Missy's not too happy about us having our cameras there, but be that as it may, we'll have some of that footage for you right here next week on the program as the Iceman is strutting and strolling his stuff. And we're inside 1 minute here, ladies and gentlemen, on the Universal Wrestling Federation program. What a phenomenal card this Sunday night at 7 o'clock in Houston and at 3 o'clock for all you fans in Lake Charles. Big events all through the area. Great seats are still on sale for the Tulsa State Fair event this Friday night at 7:30.
And Michael Hayes doesn't look too happy to see the Iceman return, and the Iceman's cooking with gasoline.
You know, Michael Hayes said that it was Buddy Roberts that wanted the Iceman. I don't know why he didn't sign the contract. The Iceman will fight him. It's really been a great hour, ladies and gentlemen. We still do not have word back. They're reviewing the tape of the UWF Heavyweight Championship matchup. We will do everything within our power to have the results of that situation as Buddy Roberts taking over on Iceman King Parsons.
Ted DiBiase's right there.
DiBiase with a belt on Freebird Buddy Roberts. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a tremendous hour, just about out of time for Bruce Pritchard. Michael Hayes has got the belt. I'm Jim Ross. We'll see you next week right here on the Universal